The video I'm going to do here is going to be a couple of them. I'm going to prove to you that this whole thing, this Saturn thing, is nothing more than a gigantic computer. That's what runs this reality. It's not a matrix like in the movie with Neo flipping around and all that bullshit. This is the creation that we are in. How we got in here, that I'm not so sure of. But I'm pretty sure by the way the elements work and the reproducing symbols that are all over the world, that it was the first language. There are life forms here, including ourselves, but we are living in a created, manufactured reality. That's why there's glitches in it. That's why it screws up constantly. There are those that are coming from somewhere else, probably on the other side of the screen, that are coming down into our world, screwing around and then boogieing. They're not aliens, and they're on the other side of the screen, just like when you play on your computer. Well, these guys are actually able, in my opinion, to come through the screen, come down in here, do whatever they want to, and then leave. Or for lack of a better word, through joystick or whatever. I'm going to show you that this is all how all of this is connected, and that Saturn is nothing more than the CPU. It's the control center. It's the module that runs this reality. Remember this picture? This is the cat from Phoenicia. Okay? Let's look at it real close. You see where the cat's feet are? You see that zigzag formation on the top of the ring? That's going to become important. But let's look. Underneath the cat, it's black. You see, you got the black circle? And then you got the zigzag on the outside, which would make like a sun, the black sun, Saturn. Then on the top of the cat, you've got a spiral that comes off of his head. And then you've got orange. So you've got black and orange. Okay? Those are opposing polarities. All right? In between, you'll see the seal of Saturn. That's an energy field. That's what that is. This is two different polarities. One's positive, one's negative. This is part of a machine. They're just using this cat as a representation. Look at the head. You see the vortex coming off the head? This is a machine. But look at the squiggly lines at the base of. This is the Viacom logo. Now the word Viacom, if you say it backwards, would be Makeyev. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But you'll notice Viacom owns Google, so all this is tied together. You'll see on the logo, you'll see that squiggly line, the same line that we saw on the Phoenician cat. Watch.
Viacom. Viacom.
Okay, now let's listen to it backwards. When I play this backwards, listen to it. Okay? Now if we play it backwards, it says I am. I'll play it 3 times for you. Listen. So here we have Viacom backwards saying I am. Viacom backwards doesn't spell or even sound anything like I am. Why is that I am important? Because it's a biblical reference. To who? To the story of when Moses was talking to God in the desert, and he said, go get the Jews released from the Pharaoh. And when he said, well, who do I tell him? Just tell him I am sent you. So there we see it. Then we see Plato used it, and he said, I am, therefore I think, which I think is the greater importance here than the biblical story, because that whole thing is way out of whack. I am means conscious thought. I think, therefore I am. So let's take it from there just for a second. This picture here, this is in the church. This is a picture of Saturn. The circle with a triangle in it. It's split into 9 parts. That's called the Saturn Magic Board. I'll explain that to you. That's why your phone is set up the way it is. Because this thing works off of tone. That's why Jesus said, be careful what you say, because you create when you speak. We're in a machine of sorts that works off of sound. Okay, remember the picture of this guy? Look at his hat. He's got the triangle with the cube in it, and the crucifix, one up, one down, because one represents the positive, the other one represents the negative. It's simple electronics. Here's the cube inside the triangle. The cube is the processor. The triangle represents Saturn, just like it did in that other picture. The cube does too, but that's what it represents. That's what that big thing is that they walk around in Mecca. It's a freaking processor. It's just a replica of one. Look closely at the warning underneath of it. It says UNIP. UNIP. UNIP? UNIP. Remember I told you about the IP, the Jewish word IP in there? It's a computer, folks. I don't care what anybody says. The thing that runs this planet that calls itself God is a computer. It is not the creator, but it is a computer. There's no doubt in my mind any longer. These guys have known what's going on for thousands and thousands of years. There are people here that know how the system really, really works, and they're screwing us with it. Trust me, they're screwing us with it. What a joke. Got to learn it from a beer label. You kidding me? But at least we learned it. This is ridiculous. It's all a hologram. It's all a hoax.